All right, welcome back. This is another episode of our leveling tips for leveling series. Sunday nights into Mondays are always just really exhausting for me, so I apologize if I'm a little lower energy today. I know I'm never super high energy in the first place, but all right. So right off the bat, we've got 22 hours left. This Tinch order is tempting. We've seen Tinch in a couple places, right? We need to get one over 800 grams. That is possible, I would say. We have a rough order that we probably just no-brainer want to go after. If there was a regular Bream order, I would say let's do regular Bream. But with that rough order, let's just try to catch some rough here. We'll just do small hooks and worm. Catch some rough. See if we can get some marker rough. If we get plenty of markers especially, the worth of them does make it worthwhile, it seems like. Kind of go over here to our spot. And let's get set up. I think we want to do, we could do 18. I kind of want to try, since this is one of our stronger lines, we'll do a little bit bigger hook on this one. And we'll still do 14 clip. I think we will occasionally catch, whether it's roach or even bream here. So having a 14 hook might not be that bad a deal. And maybe we'll also get a bigger sized rough. All right, so this one, let's go 22. Let's go 20 on this one. I don't know. I don't want to use my nice hook on the other one, so we'll do the nice 22 on this one. Down to 14. And then we'll go 20. $20 on this one. And let's see how we can do here. We just need 5 and then we'll have finished the order. Hopefully we can do that relatively quickly. Keep digging. This might be the episode that we move up to being able to make sweet dough. Semolina's at 30. I have seen some semolina and sweet dough have both been on some of the weekly lists lately. So we'll see if that's the case. What I am tempted to try, I was fishing at Belaya earlier on my main account, and the grayling are doing pretty good right now. And so what I'm wondering is if we could catch a few grayling even on the starter rod. It might be a little painful, but it might be worth trying just to give you another spot to look at. This is a really nice rough. 114 grams. I mean, that is huge. Money-wise, it'd be nice if we don't have to include that on the cafe order. And this might be a roach or a small bream. That's a roach. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, the first thing we're going to do this episode, as soon as we can afford it, is we're going to purchase that new rod so we can set up our, I think this is a bream. It's a big roach if it's a roach. Okay. So we can set up our up-to-date feeder rod, and that'll be quite fun. don't remember if I looked closely at the time left on the order. Let's just make sure we're not starting something that we don't have time to finish. The other thing we do, I guess I can look at recent comments on our videos. The other thing we could do is someone had mentioned a white bream spotted old bird that looked interesting. So we only have 7 hours, so we have one shot at this in terms of this night. We could also get that roach order if we get a bunch of roach. There's actually a lot of cool orders right now. It'd be fun to go after, but and that's a bream. So now we can do classic hair rig. That literally opens up all kinds of possibilities. We can now use carp boilies. I definitely think we have a better bite rate on the first line if we also had a small hook on it. All right, let's see. There's a white bream. Somebody's saying they get a lot of rough at a westerly nook at Mosquito with a little patch of reeds about 8 to 10 meters out. I feel like there's so many spots that are kind of like that down on the western side of Mosquito. I'm not sure exactly which one they're talking about, but I mean, yeah, it's definitely not, usually it's not hard to get the rough here at Mosquito. And we're going to be getting close here. In fact, we could turn it in already, but let's see if we can get a couple more non-markers before filling that order. Especially like to not have to use the big one on it if possible, but thought we might have seen another white bream there. Man, the rough are really hitting tonight. Some good size ones. I was just making sure it wasn't caught there. So now that we've unlocked classic hair rig, what that means is we can start, once we get our new rig set up, if we want to be a little more aggressive going for carp, we can. But there's some cool tricks you can do here at Mosquito too, where you can try to dial in on trophy crucian and gibbles. Just depends on how active the spots are for the trophies. That's probably not a rough. A little big. All right, so we may still catch a couple more, but let's go see if it's a pretty painless opportunity to turn this order in right now. Oh, from 44 grams. Okay. How much time do we have left on it? 4 hours? Well, let's see if... So we're actually not able to turn in the baby ones on that one. Or not many, or so far we haven't been able to. I think you can, we could catch some non-markers that would count, but maybe the best thing to do right now would just be turn that in and then fish for something else. There's another nice one. The rough are really biting here tonight. Another one. Wow. we should just try, what were we doing, 20 clip, I think. I just want to see if we even get, because remember last time we tried this, it all of a sudden felt like this spot had dried up a little bit. So I'm just kind of curious. Oh, somebody had asked what my fake Bream mix was. It's got ground crackers, millet porridge, maggots, and sunflower oil. If you happen to be watching this video as well. That's what we use for low-level fake Bream mix. And there's a lot of combinations you can use though. I mean, as long as it's not too weird, they don't seem to be super picky. You know, we might have been going more like, no, I think we were doing 20. We did 25 that first night, but I think we were also catching them 20. I think the trophy came in at 20 if I remember correctly. Oh wait, did I ever turn in the order? Holy cow. That's right, I meant to go put the lines in the water and then run and turn the order in. So we did get to keep the two biggest one, which is nice. Yeah. Is that a white Bream? Wow. Okay. Can we finish that white Bream order here? Let's see if the Breams still seem to be biting. Yeah, but small. Alright, so let's just see if white Bream are actually doing pretty good here. I might keep this one on regular Bream or bigger hook size, but yeah, so this still seems to be an active Bream spot. I don't know what happened that one night, maybe just unlucky. But I bet you could still catch some markers during the overnight hours here. It's rough. Okay. Come on, be a white Bream. It's also a rough, isn't it? Another nice rough. The roughs are just killing it tonight. this could be a white bream. Or not. It's a roach. Tiny bream. Good grief. What do you think? We're more likely to catch the roach on the pearl barley, because the worm's going to catch the perch at this point. Pearl barley seems to catch worm during the catch common roach during the day, I feel like. There you go. Yeah, it does seem like that the white bream are getting there. They're heading in the right direction, you know. They're not quite there yet, but yeah, this is probably a roach. I mean, it could be a late bream, but oh, it is a bream. Okay. There's a perch. Very nice. So, Clifford just caught a 10-kilo taimen at Belaya. Very cool. That's so interesting. Okay. What was I going to look at? Oh yeah, we're 3 out of 5. That's 11 silver. It's not necessarily a big deal to me that we hit that, but 33 silver. We're already at 415. I was trying to see if what we're going to have silver for after we buy the rod. We want to kind of put some, like the right line, the right leader on there. It's another nice roach. You know, if you need like several decent roach, fishing out of this hole with pearl barley seems to be really good during the day. At night you're going to get bream, but during the day we're getting all kinds of roach here, which is kind of fun. Again, the power of pearl barley. Just when you get more baits, you just can start to target things better. You get to know spots and you can really start targeting them. Because if we were using worms, yes, you know, you can occasionally catch bream on worms, but right now we'd be catching a bunch of perch instead of the common roach. So right now, 5 common roach is worth 10.3 silver because we've been catching such good ones. And this order is only worth 11 silver. So pretty much not worth doing unless you end up with a bunch of small roach. I mean, technically it is a little bit more, but not by much. Let's get our rod. All right, so the rod we're gonna get is the Express Fishing Percy. Let's see, it's 2.5 star. Let me just make sure on this. Yeah, 2.5 star. It's not a lot to look at, but it gets the job done. Nice and long. Got a good load capacity on it, and it's under 400 silver. We can even, you know, upgrade to the next level of reel in a pinch and still use this rod. It wouldn't be ideal for a saber, but it would work for a saber. All right, let's just do it. So let's look at this rod. It's the wrong one. Nope, that is the right one. We want them 14 gram. All right, so this is what we're setting up here. 7.5 on 16, so that's perfect. We want to use line. We probably want to, well, let's see. What, at 0.36 meters, it gets 136. 0.36 meters. So like, let's say we used 0.36 meters. What? So that's around here. And we don't necessarily need that. We could go with 7.5. How much is this spool? 30 something silver. 7.5. How much is the reel? Would we rather go 9? Would we rather upgrade to? Yeah, 7.5 would be perfect actually. And then what leader size would we then use in an ideal world? 6.4 is a little small. We kind of want to use 7.7 if they have that in stock anywhere. So that means the line we want more than 7.7. Yeah, so we want 8. So the line we really want on there is 66 silver. But we'll be thankful we have that nice line. And it's small, so we'll be able to get a lot on our reel. I think that's how we want to go about it. And we're down to 17 silver, 38, 48, 52. So we're not too far away from being able to afford the line at least. And then we got to find, see if we can find the leader. We may not be able to. Another white bream. I love all these roaches. Just in a common roach kind of mood, you know? Hey, we got a point in it that time. I'm putting these back in because I just want to check and see how close we are on that white bream order. If there's a chance we're about to hit that white bream order, it's probably worth it for staying here for another couple minutes. We are 1 away from getting 27 silver. That's ridiculous. I really thought we had it for a second there. We need to make some more of our rough ground bait. Probably a perch, right? Roach. 22.9. We actually need to cook that sausage. I mean, it's cheap enough. It doesn't really matter. We can just eat it, but... Wait. Nope. It's a nice one if that's a white bream. It's more likely a small roach. I mean, sorry, a small perch, right? No. We could totally stand here and not catch another white bream, but it's worth the chance, and this has been a pretty active spot right now, so we're getting points. Oh, crap. Beautiful. That is unreal. How long has it been since we actually filled a white bream order? I'm pretty positive this is the first time I've done it on this account. We did it a lot last time I did this leveling series because they were so active. I don't know if many of you were around back then, but I mean, we spent a lot of time with just like catching white bream off this dock. Some fat ones too. That's one thing that they're getting healthier, but they're not back to like catching the 300 plus gram ones yet. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this in. No reason to wait. And so if we go by weight, it's now worth turning that in, or even more worth it. And that's it. Let's sell all our fish. And we're at 90 silver. All right. So obviously we have enough for the line, but we're going to do something a little unexpected here, and we'll try to keep you on your toes. And this may be an utter failure, and that's okay. We're going to try it. Look at that rough. Another nice one. I like this little spot. You can fish this spot all day and make a killing. And remember, if you do want to fill a crucian or gibble order, we were catching tons right over there. It's a nice little spot. I think we found another spot that I really like, not just for bream. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a chance on... I'm going to go against my better judgment here. Actually, we want this to go here. This to go here. I don't know if we'll fish with bait there, but... okay. We're going to go try something at Belaya. Alright, so... The trick is, ideally you want to be using an ultralight setup. Obviously we don't have that, but we have a setup that's very weak. So this is going to be interesting. There's 2 lures that you want. If you can only get 2 lures, get these 2 right now. If you're watching this today, the Aquila 4-gram 005 and one of the spiker ones. I would probably go with the 15 because it's dark and I feel like it's a decent one to use at night. You still get a few bites at night. But these spikers are expensive. So like I said, you're really taking a chance. We're taking a chance. I'm only going to get one, and I'm going to get the 5. It's a pretty well-rounded, all-around Aquila spinner. So we're going to spend 25 silver on that. We're only going to get the one, because if this crash and burns and doesn't go well, then we're limiting our exposure. Then 8.9 silver to travel here. We have just enough time to hopefully catch a couple fish before nighttime. And we might even, like, I don't know, see if we can catch some bream on the feeders once it gets to be a little later here. I don't know if we can or not, but. So on my main account, and I don't know if I'll end up making a video showing this or not, but I was having some pretty good success today going for burbot off of fish pieces and night crawlers. And I'll show you where I was doing that. So it's always nice to... oh, look at that sterlet order, 739 silver. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, I want to look at the what they're selling and stuff, but we're losing time here, so we just got to get fishing, and then once it hits nighttime, we'll go look at the store and stuff before we leave. Okay, so we are going to put the Aquila on. I don't have a leader. I wonder if I can find one. We're going to go 16 speed. We're over here at 72, 73, 58. See this rock that's in the water here? You're basically casting to the right of the rock, anywhere from here all the way down, you know, walk down to your right a little bit. Seems to be the best places right now. We've got it on 16 retrieval speed. A lot of what we're going to do is just steady return and then speed up every once in a while. And then just stop speeding up. Maybe just kind of let it sit for a minute and then start again. And what you should be able to do is catch a decent amount of graylings. At least that's what I was able to do earlier. Now, I was using a fluorocarbon leader earlier. It's one thing that makes me a little nervous, but... And this one is a lot weaker. Even though the other one's an ultralight, it's got more strength than this one does. That fish popped off and then popped back on. Now this should be a marker if it's a grayling, and it is. So 503 gram grayling. So I guess our goal here is to make 40 silver so that we've paid for that lure and the trip here. I don't know if we'll be able to or not, but all right, there's speed up, back to normal speed. And as you see right now, the fish are just biting pretty nice. So if you are around this level, this isn't a bad place if you want to get your spin fishing leveled up a little bit. You'll make some silver, but you'll certainly level that spin fishing up. All right, that is not a grayling. That is a little eyed. That's interesting. The other thing you'll occasionally catch here are brown trout, and those are worth a ton. Really good XP and silver. I'm just trying to get as many cast in as possible before it gets too late where we're not catching stuff. And this Aquila series, the number 1 in this line, so this is the number 5, right? If I switch and then switch back, you'll see this is a 4 gram number 5. Well, the number 1, if you look at that one, it's blue. And I tended to catch a pretty high percentage of brown trout on the 1, but overall the bite rate wasn't as quite as nice as this and that other spinner I showed you. these were definitely my two favorites, but they tend to catch more grayling than everything else, which is fine. You can catch graylings and make some decent silver, and they aren't usually huge, so you can get them in on this light gear. All right, let's see what this is. Let's hope it's a grayling. This will be a nice one. It is a grayling. Over a kilo. It's pretty nice. And I usually just keep reeling. I mean, there's such a current here, but I do sort of work in some speed up times. If you see that you're not getting something on, you're getting towards the end, then maybe pause for a minute and then keep it going. Don't speed up at the very end. Sometimes you'll see a fish just come up and nail it right at the end. Not this time. But don't feel like you have to stay in one spot. Certainly don't keep using the same lure. I mean, we just don't have many options to switch around. I mean, we could try the other spinnerbaits we have, but this is a pretty good way to level up spin fishing early on, if that's something you're wanting to do. There's a little grayling. See, the bite rate's just really nice for spin fishing. I mean, you just can't complain. Are we going to make any silver? Not that much, but it'll be a little bit. If we stayed here a whole nother day, we'd make money off of this trip for sure. It adds up quicker than you realize. And we're at 16 retrieval speed. Go down all the way to 12. Try that. Up to maybe 18. With these spinnerbaits, I wouldn't go much higher than 18 though. I really wouldn't. We're still at a time where we should catch a couple more fish before they start getting a little harder to catch at night. It already feels like the bite rate's dropping off a little bit. Alright, let's just try throwing the dragonfly in there. Maybe we'll land a brown trout for you. But speed up is the way that you can often at times attract the fish. And then you'll have them chasing it, and then sometimes I'll hit it while you are speeding up. Sometimes I'll hit it right when you stop speeding up, whether you completely stop reeling or if you just go back to normal speed reeling. All right, there's one cast of this not catching anything. Let's try it one more time. And then every once in a while, just go straight reel all the way in. Just change it up, basically, is what I'm saying. These spinnerbaits are fun though. You'll plenty of times you'll see, you know, that you'll get strikes as soon as they hit the water. Like almost immediately. Makes it a lot of fun to use. This little thing's light. It's hard to get it very far out there. All right, let's go back to the real deal, see if we can get a couple more fish here. There we go. Looks like a decent one. Yep. And we're already up to 3% spinning. Just going to go straight in all the way on this one. No speed up, no stopping. When you use the speed up, you really do reel it in more quickly. That took a while to get it in, didn't it? All right, and this one will stop a lot. Just try different things. You know, different times, different things is going to work. And you just kind of got to play around with it. You'll get the handle on it. I'm starting to. I haven't done this a lot. Other times that I've fished at Belaya, honestly, the fishing hasn't been that good. But I've heard people talking about it, and more recently it's gotten pretty good, as you can see. We're up to 3.4% now. Why is that giving me light tackle bonus? This isn't an ultralight rod, right? I guess it's light though, maybe? It's so fun. Like you'll sometimes, this isn't quite as clear as Corey maybe, but it's close. Sometimes you'll see that fish right up at your feet chasing it. And you just wait till it hits it and then pop it in. There we go. It's a little fella. Is that a brown trout though? Yeah. We had a fish on there for just a second. See if it comes back to us. Yep. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Same one. Same one, and it's a juicy one. Can't hardly lift it. Don't really want to lose it. I think these little lures actually are pretty decent. So it's not like fish are always popping off of them, but I want to be a little bit careful. And that is a brown trout, isn't it? Nope, chub. I totally missaw that. Totally missaw that. All right. That's still a nice fish, though. That'd have been amazing if it had been a brown trout. And if you really enjoy this, there's some really fun gear you can get. You know, Belaya, when it's active like this, definitely opens up the door to low-level spin fishing in a way that wasn't in the game previously. You pretty much had to be like wanting to fish pike and perch, but now you've got some other options, some fun options here at Belaya. And like Durr is saying in the chat channel, low profile is fun. This is definitely where there wasn't really justification for it, at least at low levels or even mid levels before. You actually could look at low profile gear and make your money back when Belaya is active like this. Alright, let's go back up to the famous rock here and see if there's one more fish before it's just too late. People are still catching fish overnight, even on spinning. I did it on my main account. But again, I kind of like moving to that real dark spinner bait, and had more luck on that one at night. This one's been a little bit more consistent during the day, but the other one worked during the day too. And then, like I said, some of the wow, you could just see that fish take it. Dang, I just sensed a little movement, and also the lure and line just took off. Come on, be a brown trout for everybody. That's another chub, isn't it? Another chub. Alright, last cast. And then we'll set up, see if we can't find a bream or something here to catch at night. And then we won't stay very long though, I don't think. It is officially nighttime. Alright, so I dare not put our second or third. And really here what we want to go to is just a regular sinker. The current may be too strong for these little pearl sinkers, but let's find out. We'll go to that. Let's try pearl barley. I'm going to actually take the clip off and we're just going to max cast. The clip, if you're higher level and have skills to really cast it pretty far. That was 28. I think the clip is going to be anywhere from 25 to 35 probably in this spot. Let's get pearl, pair sinker, and let's do size 11 with just worm. It looks like that pair sinker might be holding. Maybe. Let's pretend. Okay, so short amount of time, we did some decent spin fishing there. Interesting orders. So that's 34. Yeah, dang. Okay, it's better than I thought we would do. That's cool. All right, here's the tackle store. I did want to see, I'm guessing that the lures that we're using right now are all out of stock here, but I was curious just to see. So you've got actually the one we're using is in stock here. That's kind of helpful. That's lucky. But what about the spiker? Oof. Almost all gone. I mean, I think you could use any of these. I don't know about this bright red one. You could try it though. Sunny day might work. Either one of these should be fine. Just so you have some things you could change to. But like I said, I really like that number 15 to have the red and the dark spoon on it. And then just look at the weekly list. This one, 4 gram 001, was the one that I was catching the highest percentage of brown trout, it seemed like. So that's pretty nice. I think we're going to be tempted to do this if we continue to move forward on this account. To be able to get 300 night crawlers for, even though it's expensive, night crawlers are just such a good bait at this point. Well, let's see if we've caught anything. Maybe we'll do one more cast just for the fun of it, and then we'll head out of here. Actually, we need to sell fish first. I don't think we have any fish on there. It is not impossible to catch fish like this at night. The bite rate is not the same as it is during the day, but you'll still catch them. Sometimes you just need to change lure colors. Just looks like it's not going to happen. We could have, well, I don't know. We might should have left the ground bait on at least the one with pearl barley. And there may be better spots to bottom fish. I mean, mostly here, if you have fish pieces or night crawlers, you have a decent chance of burbot, which is nice. To have such good spin fishing during the day and then be able to catch some burbot at night, it's a pretty cool combo. For Belaya, it's not always like this, so it's nice that it is pretty active right now. All right, 34 silver. We're back up to 96. Let's go to winding, since we haven't looked at winding yet on the... I mean, we have, but I want to see what they have in terms of leaders. We're really going to need to find that leader. I guess maybe if they don't have it here, we go to Old Berg, and we'll just have to fish at Old Berg next time. Or we don't have to, but we probably will, since we're going to spend the money to travel there. So we are wanting basically 8 kilo line. Is that what we were saying? It's out of stock. Okay. We can also do classic hair rig now. We need to buy a lead core. There's some stuff we'll have to buy for that too. Well, let's just check. How much silver do I have? 30. Goodness, why didn't we check it? Belaya. That was an oversight. Their stock tends to be small, so you'd think if Old Berg would have it more than Belaya, but you just never know. Well, it's 25 centimeter. Oh, wait, that's length. It's 0.27 millimeters. So it is slightly smaller. So it would snap before the line does. And it costs pretty much nothing. It doesn't really hurt us to put that on there. Think we could get a common carp in on this, a 3 kilo common carp? Definitely if it was in the pond. What about like a 5 kilo common carp? I don't know. All right. Well, we've got our 3 feeder setups. Let's get out of the rain. We've got our 3 feeder setups. Also got to show you a little grayling fishing, mostly at Belaya. We're getting there for sure. All right, as always, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.